everybody. It's Brian Emhauser back with you after a 1-day hiatus. It was almost a 2-day hiatus, but I was out walking my dog, Finn, and I was like, man, I really want to watch that game again. I only got to see it live. I haven't gotten to see any of the replays or gone through it. So I was going to watch the game again either way. And then I figured, why not? If folks are interested in hanging out with me while I go through it, I will happily do a show with you all tonight. And I'll give you a few caveats at the beginning so you kind of know what you're in for. And if you want to opt out, that is your choice. If you want to opt in, you're as crazy as I am. I totally get it. But if you haven't already given the show a like and subscribe, we are like 10 subscribers away from 23,000 on YouTube. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to buy a set of Seahawks tickets for the home opener against the 49ers and give them to a Seahawks fan of my choosing if we can get to 25,000 subscribers on YouTube before the season opener. So that's a few weeks away. Can we get to 25,000 subscribers in what is like 3.5 weeks? I don't know. It's an expensive game, so it's got to be an aggressive goal, but I am happy to do it if we can get to 25,000 subscribers. So make sure you are subscribed on YouTube. Also, banner week, first week at hbtix.com. We had like dozens and dozens of seats to the Raiders game get sold via HBTix. And now we're on to the Chiefs game, which is coming up on Friday. And there's a bunch of tickets up there for the Chiefs game, and there should be more. And for anybody who signed up as a patron and wasn't getting your Patreon check mark on HBTix, my apologies. There was an automation issue. I came home, I fixed it. So I think we should be good there. If you're still having any issues, please let me know. But as you know, it's the place where, as a Seahawks fan, you can sell your tickets to other Seahawks fans. I charge no fees. I just want as many Seahawks fans in the seat as possible. All right. So let me get the caveats out of the way, and then we'll get into it. So I will probably end up just showing video because it gets annoying to me that I can't do it. But I'll have you all know it costs me like a few $100 at least when I do that, because the video gets demonetized. I don't get any revenue for it. And also can cause copyright issues with the channel. So it's not my favorite thing to do. I really, really would love to do this more often, but they make it challenging, and so be it. I think that if I show very small clips, I can get away with it. What I'm going to try to do is, first of all, I am going to be watching all 22 tape. I'm not going to be watching the broadcast film. So what I will tell you, if you have an NFL Plus subscription and you want to launch a browser on your own or your phone on your own and do the all 22 along with me, I will tell you the time marker for every, like, how far into the video I am every time I'm talking about a play. So you can kind of sync up with me and see it on your own if you want to do that. Like I said, I will show my screen on occasion. Like, for example, this is the first play of the game. I can, highlight some things. There's Geno Smith. How about that? There's Tyreek Smith. The Smiths are staring at each other to start the game. So I can do some of this stuff. You will also know it's an annoying thing that with the way that this works is they put this dark shim over the screen. And so that stays up there for a while. And so you'll see the video at times. If I do show it, it'll get dark and then light. I can't do anything about it. It's just the way it works. And the other caveat, and then we'll just get into this, is this is not something I have pre-watched. I mean, I have a rough idea what goes on, but obviously because I was at the game and I watched it. But I'm going to kind of skip around at times and decide which of the things I want to pay attention to. I will narrate my way through that. But really what I'm looking for is just you don't get to really watch each play for the individual players and for the rotations, who's playing what position, how are they lined up. That's what I want to get into a little bit here. This is going to be minutia. So you have to be a super sicko to be into this stuff. But we'll find out how many of you qualify for that, coveted title. All right. So let's get into it. First play of the game is starts again on the all 22 of this, and I'll keep saying these things as people come in a little bit later. So all 22, and 36 seconds in is where we will begin, and you will see, as I showed here, Geno Smith is in shotgun. I'm going to mostly focus on offense, but I am going to check a little bit on defense. The reason I'm going to focus mostly on offense is because I think there was more to learn from what we saw in the offense than there was to learn from the defense based on who played. But there are a few players on the defense I want to check out. For example, here is Mike Morris lined up as an edge player opposite of Tyreek Smith. That's interesting. Here is Quinton Bohanna, 92. I think that's Brandon Peely, but I can't quite tell from this angle. We will find out. And I want to see, like, for example, their starting safeties, DeAnthony Bell, Ty Okada were the guys that they started in this game. And then I believe this is Josh Jobe, and I think this is Nehemiah Pritchett, but we will find out together as I roll. So here we go. I'm going to watch this first bit. And again, it comes in two angles. So Mike Morris and Tyreek Smith are both stand up at the ends, which is interesting. And it is a play action kind of almost a read option kind of play action from Geno. And he rolls out to his right and he's looking to go deep. And it's interesting as I bring it up here, you could see at this point. So Geno Smith has like rolled. He's basically faked a handoff to his left and rolled off to his right. You notice here that he's got a man here with like a pretty wide open space to throw it into. I don't know why he doesn't throw that ball. You've got Nehemiah Pritchett here. You've also got a place to throw the ball right here. So let's see what happens on this play. Because honestly, I don't remember. I thought this was a play. Like I thought he was going to run it, and then he ends up throwing. I think he throws it to the guy on the boundary. He does. So he does end up throwing it to this guy on the boundary. Patrick O'Connell kind of closes the gap and forces him to throw it. And I don't love the space between Nehemiah Pritchett and the player there. Like, I don't know why he's not driving on that ball a little bit more, but whatever. Nehemiah had a pretty good game overall. And if you're just joining again, I'm going to mostly be showing stills because I think that will keep me from getting copyright strikes, but I may just cry uncle and get demonetized here in a little bit if I can't handle it. So little short gain there on first down for Geno Smith and the Raiders. And yeah, it was Drake Thomas and Patrick O'Connell. It was Brandon Peely and Quinton Bohanna in the middle. And I'm going to show you this. It's the same play from a different angle. Interesting to see Quinton Bohanna like get so far inside. Now, it's possible that the Raiders were blocking this intentionally to let people get up to this side since they know they're going to be rolling out to the right. You see here, Ty Okada stays in his space, does not get pulled too far, and Patty O reacts pretty well here. And Mike Morris is definitely sealed off the edge. So, I mean, even though it wasn't a run play in that particular case, the defensive line, I thought the defensive line had a pretty good game, to be honest, for the Seahawks. Like all backups playing against their starters, and I thought they did pretty well. I'm going to keep rolling this one. So, a nice job by Patty O'Connell on this in space and keeping Geno Smith in front of him. All right, so that's first play. We're probably not going to go into take that much time on each play. There's other plays we might take more time than that. Second play starts at 108. Again, I'm watching the All 22 on NFL Plus. So if you're interested and you want to match up with me, I'm at the 108 mark. Second play. Yeah, so it says that YouTube's already going through some ads, so they're getting monetized even if I'm not. Well, what happens, in case you're curious, is if they decide to copyright strike, then all the money from this show will go to the owner of the content, which is the NFL. So I don't get any of it. Anyway, so this is the next play, 108, is what I said. Obviously, shotgun again. Again, you've got Bohanna and Peely, Morris and Smith. And then you've got Drake Thomas and Patty O. So same group. Now you've got, in this case, Josh Jobe down low. And I think that's Nehemiah Pritchett up high. And I think that might be Nicky Manwari in the slot. Let's see how this play unfolds. So this is a running play. Well, I'm going to want to watch this from the other angle. Yeah, it was Nicky Manwari. All right, so let's watch this from the end zone angle. And this is at the 120 mark. So again, you've got Morris and Smith standing up, and they're pretty wide. Like the splits here are pretty wide, right? Like this is not a tight formation for the defensive line. They're pretty spread out, and they've got the linebackers tight in the middle. Kind of, you've got the 4 in the box here. And then you've got Nicky Manwari is just off the screen here to the right. All right, so let's go ahead and play this one. And so the run is to the right. Hold on. I'm going to pause it for you. So the run is to the right, and the defensive line does a nice job on this. So they start. I'm going to show you just so you have reference point here, even though I can't show you the play. So keep an eye, like the ball is right on the hash here, right? It's like right on the hash. And they're going to try to run this over here. And so it's really going to attack Bohanna and Patty O. And just watch what the line does. I'm going to pause it at the right point so you can see. Remember, the hash mark is where things started. And so this is like a duo. This is like a duo run. And you could see by duo, I mean, there's a double team. They double team Quentin Bohanna. They double team Brandon Peely, right? And that leaves the linebackers to take what's next. Now, the offensive linemen are trying to move up to the second level. Nice block here on Tyreek Smith. But I think that Bohanna and Peely do a nice job here, eating up the double teams. And let's see what happens. Well, at least I'm going to see what happens. So, yeah, here's another look at it a few seconds later. Again, keep in mind, the ball started here. Well, the ball started really like here. And Quentin Bohanna was like here, and Brandon Peely was here. And they've now both just created the ball carriers right here. They've completely gummed this up over here. And Tyreek Smith, nice job setting the edge. Patty O'Connell, nice job forcing it back inside. You see D'Anthony Bell filling. And here's little Nicky Manwari, his first NFL snap. He's not little. But there's Nicky Manwari trailing the play. It was running away from him. Nothing good or bad there. Really no gain. Nice play. Nice play. All right, so this is third down. And let's take a look. Third down. Gino. All right, you've got 1, 2, 3 receivers. I think this is Dante Thornton Jr., I think. And I don't know which tight end this is. It's either Brock Bowers or Michael Mayer, but one of the tight ends. All right. Looks like, and there's Nicky Manwari still out on the field. All right, so let's see what happens on this play. So, blitz from Mr. Manwari. I like that. I missed that the first time. Cool. This is why I watch it again. All right. So we are at the 134 mark for those that are following along on their own NFL Plus sub on the all 22. So here's Nicky Mamori, and he's going to actually, you can see his head already looking in. He's a little anxious, a little eager, I would say. And he's going to come blowing in here on a blitz. And actually, I'm not even sure it qualifies as a blitz. Let me see how many men they send. No, it's not a blitz. So what does a blitz mean? I know you guys are hardcore enough. You probably know. But if you don't, I like keeping the tent big, so to speak. So a blitz is when you send more than 4 people. And so what Mike Macdonald is known for is creating pressure by sending 4 people, but not the same 4 people. And in this case, he drops, I believe this is Tyreek Smith into coverage. So he's dropping off the line, but then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys rushing the passer and Nicky Mamori unblocked, which is also a specialty of Mike Macdonald. All right. So you've got an unblocked guy. And one of the reasons you do what Mike Macdonald does is to create unblocked pressures, because if Tyreek Smith was just coming here, he would have a blocker that was prepared for him. In this case, either Gino or whoever did not adjust protection, did not anticipate that they were going to do this. And Nicky Mamori comes blowing through. Now, how much does it affect it? Well, it affects things pretty good, because look at what Geno Smith at this point. Nick has closed that ground very rapidly. And this is one of the things I've been really excited about in camp is when he goes, you get to see the athleticism on full display. And it's going, I mean, he's long. It's not going to be easy to throw over him. And so Geno Smith is having to throw this ball quicker than he wanted to. And the sticks are here, right? So he clearly, by the where he's looking, wants to go. He wanted this matchup. And he doesn't have time to see that he's got potentially a first down here, or maybe even here if that player stops and bites. But because of the pressure, Geno Smith has to get rid of the ball quickly, and he throws it really to the one guy who's covered. I think it was his first read, and I think he read wrong. And Josh Jobe, this was really nice coverage by Josh Jobe. I'll watch it from the other angle. It's actually not a great angle to see it, but oh man, I wish I could just show this to you guys. Oh man, watching Nicky Mamori close is so fun. So let me see if I can figure out a way to kind of show how quickly he closes. All right, so this is Nick right here. Okay, just on the edge of the screen. The time marker says 149 down here. Okay. Down here. 149. How much does it take for him to get to the quarterback? Okay. So this is 1 second later. 1 second later, he went from here to there. That's not a lot of time for the quarterback to make a decision, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good, and that's pretty fun. So then I don't think I'm going to get to see the coverage from this angle, but Josh Jobe did a nice job on that, and yeah, it was to Dante Thornton Jr. So, they're going for it on 4th down. Is that what's happening here? Oh, it is. I forgot they went for it on 4th down. Really? Is that what happened? Am I remember? Oh, no, that was 2nd down. This is 3rd down. This isn't a play worth watching. It was a screen to the right to Jacoby Myers. He dropped it. Then they're going to punt it. So let's skip ahead a little bit. Let's watch the Seahawks offense in action. Okay. The heroes have taken the field on offense for the first time. Let's take a look. All right, so you got Drew Lock, you got George Halani, looks like Jake Bobo. Can't quite tell who that is. Having trouble seeing who's that's Torrey Horton up there. And then we got Josh Jones, Gray Zabel, Jalen Sundell, Anthony Bradford, and Abe Lucas. All right, let's take a look and see what happens on this play. All right. Oh, that was Elijah Arroyo. Okay. Rewind. All right. So Elijah Arroyo's in on this play, and what's going to happen is Arroyo is going to go in motion right over here. And what happens on this play? So Arroyo goes in motion. Okay, it's Eric Saubert and Jake Bobo. I got to show this because interesting just to see the pocket that he was working with. Let me show the picture for you here again. So the ball is on the 13-yard line, like right there. Drew Lock is standing at the 8-yard line. And the offensive line is roughly at the 9, somewhere around there. Okay, so that's just for frame of reference because I'm going to show you a still of what happens in terms of the pass pro. So initial look here, really nice. Hat on a hat on a hat, right? Anthony Bradford is able to double. Jalen Sundell is doing his job. Josh Jones is doing his job. There's nobody getting, they're not getting past the 9 to start with. Now, somebody breaks through here. All right, so somebody gets a little bit into the backfield. Looks like this is against Gray Zabel. I think this was the first snap that Gray Zabel talked about. So if you're wondering the one that he was talking about, he got a little knocked back on this one. All right. And you had Arroyo here. He was covered. So Drew Lock goes to Torrey Horton, right read, quick throw, decent protection. All right. So completion there. I'm gonna watch that from the end zone angle. It's gonna be fun to see. Gray Zabel is gonna be a great player for a long time. Sorry, this is evil of me. It's just funny because I'm so confident Gray Zabel is gonna be good. I can kind of get a laugh out of his one bad play here. See if I can get the freeze frame on this where he gets. Yeah, this is pretty funny to me. Here's Gray. Like freeze frame, like, how did I get here? Let me tell you. He is getting knocked the heck back. Jalen Sundell, I can't wait. There's one play I'm really looking forward to. But Jalen Sundell did such a nice job cleaning up some of the pass pro in this game. It was really, really nice. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so nice quick throw. And to not totally rail on Gray Zabel, he stayed on his feet. A lot of guys would have just fallen down, but he managed. All right, next play. So we've got the man, the myth, the Oots in I formation ahead of George Halani. I think this is Jake Bobo again. I'm not positive. There's Torrey Horton again. And then you've got 5 linemen. I think this might be Eric Saubert attached to the line. So let's see what happens on this play. So Oots goes in motion. And this is the one where Max Crosby was Yeah, Max Crosby was the guy that Robbie Utes had to block. That's interesting. Oh, really nice seal back by Eric Saubert too. Abe Lucas is on his head. I want to see how that happened. Wow, that was fun. Let's see this again. All right, so at the snap, you've got Robbie Utes had kind of moved over just a little bit. This is Max Crosby right here, right? And Eric Saubert's targeting to try to get on the outside of this player. And Robbie Utes has got to meet Crosby in the hole. And he does. Let me fast forward a little bit. And I don't know why this cracks me up so much, but Abe Lucas missed his block and then turns around and like jumps on the guy's back. I do not think that's the blocking style. But folks, who's that? Who's that? Who's that just absolutely pancaking his man? That would be Anthony Bradford. That would be Anthony Bradford. Yes. And look at Gray Zabel's second snap. Absolutely seals off his man. Like completely seals off his man. Robbie Utes going up against an all-pro and Max Crosby, and Saubert kind of overruns his guy, but is athletic enough to turn around and still get the seal. So this guy can't shoot the gap and get Helani. So what happens here? This is such a funny freeze frame. So here's Abe Lucas like on his dome. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna zoom. Can I zoom in? Will that work? I don't know if that'll work. I don't think it will, but it's pretty funny. Abe Lucas just like on his head right there. Anthony Bradford still pancaking. And this is really interesting because it's pretty much, well, there's Josh Jones, but it's pretty much the tight ends and the fullbacks that have created this. Plus, I would say Gray Zabel, but like this is a largely a tight end and fullback created hole, and Helani just he just scoots. And then you've got, I think this is Jake Bobo in space to make that block, and I'll take Jake Bobo to make a block downfield any day. Now, and that's pretty cool too. George Helani makes a guy miss. Like the way that you hear offensive line coaches talk about it is like, okay, get the running back in space one-on-one, and then it's the running back's job to make one guy miss. And in this case, you've got George Helani here. There's one defender here. Helani makes a miss. And so he goes whoop, right here. George Helani does a little fake inside. This guy breaks down, and Helani's gone around the outside. So this almost was a house call. Like he just ran out of real estate along the left sideline. Like you see here, Helani just basically ran out of room. And the guy that Jake Bobo was blocking kind of came over and knocked him. But that was pretty close to a house call on the first run from scrimmage by the Seahawks. That's pretty cool. All right. I see people asking about Tyrese Knight in the chat. I will just say I have not been in practice the last couple days. And what I've heard is that Tyrese Knight, the knee injury does not sound like it's going to keep him out much longer, but there is some other medical issue that will keep him out a few weeks, but that they expect him back for the opener. So that's not bad news overall. So yeah, pretty nice. And one other thing I want to show here, this is kind of cool and maybe something that other people will miss. But Torrey Horton's a very slender dude, right? He's tall. He's like 6'2", I want to say, but he's slender. What kind of blocker is he? he ends up all the way across the field getting involved in this play. All right, I'm going to keep it going. And darn it. Yeah, this is good enough. But look at Horton, like blocking all the way through the end of the whistle. Now, maybe it's a minor thing to some people, but I guarantee you the coaches noticed that. And having a speed receiver who's a willing and interested blocker, I think it's pretty cool. That's something I've not been able to focus on as much with him, so it's nice to see it in this setting. Sorry for all the drinking of water, but I'm thirsty. Okay. Next play. So we have got our 5 linemen. I think this is Eric Saubert on the line, but I'm not sure. You got Robbie Oots actually out as a split out. You've got Torrey Horton down here. I think there's Jake Bobo up here. And let's see what happens. So, and then Oots comes back, motions back into an I formation. Play action. Now this is holy gorgeous. Okay, before the throw even happens, this pass protection is to die for. All right, I'm going to show you again the before and the after. So there is, it says 352 on the seconds within the all 22. We're at the 352 mark. Again, the line of scrimmage is the 40, but you know the offensive linemen are at the 41. Okay, now watch what happens here. Watch what happens with how much time and how much space Drew Lock has. So play action. This is 3 seconds after. Okay, and look at this pocket. Look at this pocket. George Holani doesn't even have anyone to block yet. And they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys plus a 6 hanging out. I think he's probably assigned to Holani. But they've got a 5-man pressure on. And the Seahawks haven't even had to use their blitz pickup yet. So like a really nice pocket. I'm going to show you how nice it is because it keeps going like that. This is at the 357 mark. So 5 seconds. 5 seconds have elapsed. Look at that pocket. There is nobody getting anywhere. There's nothing. Eventually, Drew Lock's getting a little bit uncomfortable, and so he decides to throw it. But what he should be seeing here is Torrey Horton running into open space. He does not see that. He does not make that throw. He ends up coming down here to Robbie Oots, who I thought got interfered with, but what do I know? So we'll play this a little bit longer, and I'll show you again. Like Drew Lock is locked in here. Torrey Horton's like, dude, hello? I've got like a house call that I could make. If you just look up this way, I could be gone. But he doesn't. And Drew Lock decides to throw to Robbie Oots, who, by the way, is already okay. Look at this. Throws coming in. This guy is all over him. You can't tell me that's not pass interference. He's absolutely making contact. The ball's right here. That was pass interference. I'm annoyed. But whatever. So incomplete pass, but I think Drew Lock did not know what to do with that much time, and he sure didn't use it well. He did not scan the field. He did not go through progressions. He just kind of locked it. He did go through a couple of progressions, but he ended up locking in on Oots. That was the wrong decision, the wrong read there. All right. Next play, we're at the 421 mark. And this is a delayed middle handoff. Nice play, George Halani. That's pretty. All right, let's watch this from the end zone angle. All right, so all right, so again, you've got Salbert, Josh Jones, Zabel, Sundell, Bradford, Lucas, and then you got Halani here. All right, no tight end and no fullback in for this formation. All right, but watch the space created on the delayed handoff, the delayed draw. So it's a draw, and what you see is Josh Jones doing a nice job of sealing his man inside. Zabel completely has created the seal. Bradford and Sundell double teaming this guy. Abe Lucas, look at that. Abe Lucas is just like fathering this dude. He's like, man, just stay over there. Just don't. He's just like a bouncer. He's like, don't try it. Just stay over there. And Halani, you're going to see right here, Halani ends up being faced with, it's hard with the crossbar there, but Josh Jones done a great job of washing his guy down. Jalen Sundell's trying to get to the second level. Anthony Bradford completely has his guy. Zabel, this guy is being moved against his will. I love that the left guard has moved him like to the complete opposite side of the field. But Halani has one guy to beat, right? He has one guy to beat right here, and he does. I wish I could show you the move because it's pretty sweet, but I'm going to stick with these still images. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of this. I am. Oh, that was a pretty sweet move. Just a quick left to right, and Halani basically stepped left, cut right, and he went right around this guy. And Jalen Sundell hustled over to at least give him a little bit of help. And then Halani basically has one more guy to beat. In this case, he doesn't, but it's a good game. Again, you ask your running back to beat one man. Every NFL running back should be able to beat one man in space if you want to be an NFL running back. Halani's done that 2 plays in a row. And nice game. God dang, it's nice to have a running game. My God. Like, oof. Wouldn't that be nice to see that in the regular season? All right. Next play. What do we got here? Another inside handoff, just straight ahead. Let's see this from the end zone angle. I like Derek Young with the extracurriculars at the end. All right, so let me show you the formation. So you've got Torrey Horton here. You've got Bobo and Derek Young here. 2 just excellent blockers, physical players, and Eric Saubert. That's almost honestly like 3 tight ends on this side. That's kind of how they play. I mean, Saubert is a tight end, but Bobo and Derek Young are also very physical. All right. I see I've got some super chats. After this play, I will do some super chats and catch up on those. Sorry, it's hard for me to look at my screen and look at chat. So hopefully you guys are getting some of those. All right. So the play here is just a middle handoff. Saubert ends up moving in motion. So right before the snap, this is actually the formation. So Saubert moved over. He's now on this side. So they've got an even field, 2 on each side of the line. The run's just going to go straight inside here. And you see the Raiders are kind of given this mugged up look, right? Everyone's mugged up again on the line of scrimmage, leaving this one safety back. And let's see what happens. How is this blocked? So this looks, I can't quite tell what play this is. But you've got Sundell working up to the second level. Bradford is initially, like the way that they coach this, I think, is Bradford's initial job is to give a shove on Lucas's man before he moves up to the second level to get his guy. Saubert is actually kind of almost doing a counter. Like he's coming in from the left as a tight end and then going to lead in this hole. He's acting almost like a fullback in that way, which is cool. And what happens here? So Saubert continues to move across and he kicks out on the end all the way over here. I think that is Max Crosby. And Bradford and Lucas, they've done their job. They're pushing their guys. You see their numbers, which is good, right? Sundell is trying to create some space over here. Gray's able again. He's turned his guy out. That's all good. Look at Jake Bobo over here. That is what a good blocking wide receiver will do. Like he's sealed off, and Derek Young's looking to do something nasty over there. So, I mean, all of that looks pretty darn good. And it's just a straight ahead run for 7 yards. Okay, sign me up for that. I'll take it. All right, next play here. We got Robbie Oots back in. Play action pass. This goes to Robbie Oots. I think we're going to watch this from the end zone angle. All right. So on this play, you've got Damian Martinez in the game for the first time, and Robbie Oots is right in front of him. And against Torrey Horton's right there. You've got Eric Saubert attached to the line over on the right side. And you will see play action. So here's the play action. And keep in mind with the plays that we've just watched, like this absolutely looks like the plays that we've just seen where they're just going to hand it off. Now it's a little bit odd that they're play actioning that way, but Oots is going out that way. Like if you want it to look exactly alike, you'd think that the running back would follow him, but I don't know. I'm not a play designer. I just am a fan. All right. So in this particular case, I don't know if this was actually the primary read for Drew Lock. I think they got a little pressure a little faster than they thought. You've got a guy in his face right here and a guy coming around here. So I've got to go back and figure out who this guy beat. But you can see Robbie Oots flashing open. It looks to be like either Saubert got beat or this was going to be a tight end screen. I don't know. Hard to say. So I'm going to rewind real quick because I want to see who got beat. I mean, it ends up being a nice play for what it's worth, but who gets beat here? Anthony Bradford. I think it's Anthony Bradford who gets beat. So you can see here 69 has gotten around Anthony Bradford. And yeah, he's the guy that really gets beat. And then also Eric Saubert gets beat a little bit. And Damian Martinez, frankly, gets beat. I don't know why this guy is able to get around Damian Martinez here. That's not great. Damian Martinez did not have an awesome game. So here is the guy that beat Anthony Bradford right in Drew Lock's face. Here's the guy that beat Eric Saubert and now is beating Damian Martinez coming around. And nice route by Robbie Oots, honestly, like to break into space there. So and pretty nice play by Drew Lock. He had a decent amount of pressure coming at him. This guy's diving at him. He's now throwing the ball. The ball's right here. And look at the separation. This is part of what, like, I don't know if you guys felt this way, but just watching the game in real time, I don't remember Seahawks players like getting separation that often. And I don't think that was because the players weren't good. It's just like the plays were not naturally creating separation. And so you look at, I mean, Robbie Utes is not a blazing speed guy. He's not some crazy route runner. But they just leave him wide open and he does damage. So he's catching the ball at the 38 right here. And you look at this linebacker is like, oh shit. And Oots has got, look at this space. That is why I just left the game feeling like Clint Kubiak might be good. Like Clint Kubiak might be good. There were some open guys with room to run after they caught the ball. So this ends up going for, I think, 17 yards, if I remember correctly. Of course, Robbie Utes was not going to run out of bounds. He was going to run right into two guys, and they were both going to end up on the ground, and he was going to end up on top of both of them. Look at this guy right here. Oh, man. He's not happy. He's not happy. He just ran into Robbie Utes at full speed. That's going to be fun to watch. Yes, if people are just tuning in, I'm doing this all 22 film on NFL Plus. I can't show this plays in real time because then they will demonetize this video and it's super lame. So I'm trying to show you some stills to give you an idea of what I'm seeing, talk you through it. I will tell you the time markers I'm at. So if you want to watch along with me, you can. I've been doing a pretty poor job of that, but I'll do my best to get better. Let's go through some of the super chats before I forget. Brendan Myers, who's been a member for a year. Heck yeah, Brendan. Says 1 year. Let's go. Let's go. I love it, Brendan, man. Thanks for being part of the crew. Detail Car Pro. Is that Detail Oriented's new handle? Has gifted 20 Hawk Blogger memberships. Love it. Thank you, Detail Car Pro. Appreciate you. If you want one of these free memberships. Also, Donald Hester has gifted 5. So one of the 25 free memberships, all you got to do is turn gifting on your YouTube account. And if you don't know how to do that, Google it. And then just like, subscribe, watch the show, comment, all that stuff gives you the best chance for YouTube to decide whether you're worthy of one of these. We are at 22,993 subscribers on YouTube. We're 7 away from 23,000. If we can get to 25,000 before the season opener, I will buy a pair of tickets and give them to a Seahawks fan of my choosing. So let's get to 25,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And if we get there even sooner, maybe I'll have time to give more than one pair of tickets away. We'll see. Another super chat comes from Funkyish. Says, no new offense makes better. That's what I think. Okay, let's try this again from Funkyish. New offense makes better use of personnel, in my opinion. Let's hope so. It's one preseason game. Don't even have the starters in there, but I have a feeling you're right. Saucy X Sasquatch says, pick a number between 95 and 100. I need to figure out what percentage of my life savings I need to bet on the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. My strong recommendation is to bet 0% of your life savings on something like that. But I appreciate the sentiment, and I'm glad you're excited because, look, it was for a tie. It was a pretty fun, especially the first half of this game. All right. My God, we're already 49 minutes in. I've gone through like 5 plays. This is this is part of how I watch football, though, and learn. So they have now the ball at the 30-yard line. On this play, what was that? This was a miscommunication between Drew Lock and Torrey Horton. So this is the first like official ugly play. You've got Arroyo and Salbert there. You've got Bobo and Horton there. Damian Martinez in the backfield. And for whatever reason, I think Drew Lock thought that Torrey Horton was going to run a stop route. I will say, again, pass protection's pretty darn good. Like Abe Lucas going against Max Crosby, like he's got leverage there. And so Torrey Horton is going to try to run by this guy. Drew Lock, I think, believed because of this cushion that Torrey Horton was going to sit down and he was going to hit him around there. Instead, he throws it and Horton just keeps going. Let's see. Yeah, he didn't throw this because he was under pressure. So Locke has gotten rid of the ball. Horton is still going here. Locke is throwing the ball right here. That's just a miscommunication. I would put that on the rookie because I think Locke's read of that probably is correct based on the leverage of the defender there. All right. Next play. At the 6:19 mark on NFL Plus, all 22. Oh, this is a gross one. Cody White had a rough game, man. They actually have a screen set up for Cody White, and I don't know. That's an 8. Is that Tyrone Broden in there? I can't quite tell who that is, but they're setting up a wide receiver screen. And Cody White that's Derek Young, I think, blocking. Yeah, that was Derek Young. Cody White just drops it. Debatable how many yards he would have had. I mean, there was room to run out here potentially for at least some yardage, but no bueno. Okay. So tough one there. All right, next play. This is at the 6:38 mark. I think this might be the interception. This is at the 30-yard line. And look again at this protection, guys. Like everyone says, oh, PFF sucks. The grades are terrible. I don't make like any final decisions on PFF grades, but they are like directionally correct in a lot of cases. And the Seahawks offensive line and tight ends got some really good grades. And this is why. I mean, that is a cushy pocket to operate from. And I think what Drew Lock is going to try to do is fit it in to Torrey Horton over here. And that was not a good decision. But let's see. Let's see if my memory is correct. Yeah. So when Drew Lock makes this throw, he's already let go of the football. The ball is right here, actually. Torrey Horton does have space out to here, but I think what it was is a bad throw. Because if he had thrown it to where Torrey Horton was going, then I think it's a completion. But I think, let me follow this through. Well, you know what? I could make the case this is Torrey Horton kind of rounding his route, to be honest. I'm going to watch this again. It's a little bit like the DK route last year with the 49ers where he didn't really cut it off. He drifted. So let me see if I can rewind just a little bit. So where Horton was, God darn it. Where Horton was when Locke let go of the ball and where I think he thought he was going to go is a little different. All right. So if you see here, Horton is at like the 13-yard line, 14-yard line even, when Locke has already let go of the football. Locke's expecting him to drive to the ball, like drive out. Horton ends up drifting all the way to like the 8-yard line. So remember, he's at the 14 there. look at what happens. He's at the 8, right? So Locke was kind of expecting him to go here. This guy is watching the quarterback, so he's able to drive on the ball. I don't know how much that was a bad throw. I think that was on Horton, personally. I mean, so for what it's worth, that's my read of that. And you can say that's a stupid read, but that's my read of it. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I'm not going to watch the defense on the next series. I'm going to skip ahead to the next offensive series, if it's okay with you guys, because that's what I want to see next. Let's move ahead. Punt. Torrey Horton, the nice little dipsy-do, gets around a couple guys, a spin move. I got to say, it's fun seeing that he's got that in his game, but I don't know if I like his slender build back there as a punt returner. I think he's too good of a receiver. Just let him be a receiver, and let's get as many miles out of that receiver as possible and not lose him in a punt accident. All right. So next series for the Seahawks, we've got Robbie Oots in I formation. Another handoff here. Nothing on that play. It looks like there's a penalty. So we're going to skip that one. Nothing too much there one way or another. All right. Next play. Elijah Arroyo in motion and kind of a counter. Nice. George Alani showed a lot of wiggle. Like, he makes another man miss on this one. I'm not going to show you guys every play because, again, we're already at almost an hour. But he makes another man miss here. Kind of curious who didn't get to their guy. Well, it's interesting. You look at the play right here as it stands. There's a pretty nice hole right there. And there's Elijah Arroyo, but there's Gray Zabel, like, free to potentially go out. Like, Helani could go up there. I think he ends up cutting it outside. Watch this again. All right, so now I see why. So this guy right here has beaten Jalen Sundell into the hole. And so Helani actually ends up, you could see him doing a jump cut here. He's setting his foot here. He ends up going around this guy, gaining a few yards. Man, things change quickly on the NFL field. Like half a second, it looks like there's an opening, and then it is closed. All right, so next play. This is a pass. Hits Jake Bobo. We're going to look at this because I want you guys to see the pocket again. Because, I mean, this is like pocket porn. I mean, for Seahawks fans who have endured the offensive line play that we have for the last decade, for your quarterback to hit the back of his drop and have nobody in his face, even in a preseason game, is nice. The blitz pickup running back is sitting here looking for work. You've got Arroyo open out here. Saubert's about to sit down in the middle here. He ends up hitting, I think, Jake Bobo down here. Let me find out. Yeah, I mean, this is a full second after that last clip. So he's turned his attention from there. He's looked at his secondary read. He gets all the way through to what I think is his fourth read on the play, which ends up being Jake Bobo. Bobo just uncovers eventually, and Locke hits him for, a first down. That is the way they say that there are coverage sacks. That was a protection completion, right? Like, that completion does not happen if you do not have an absolutely clean pocket for 4 seconds to be able to do that. I mean, this is him throwing. He's able to step into that. So there's still nobody in his lap at that point. So that was cool. I'm gonna keep going here. People want me to get to Milrow. I get it. I get it. I don't know if I'm gonna do Milrow tonight. I was kind of thinking about the first half. I might do a few select Milrow plays, but I'm not gonna do a ton. All right. So next play, I think this was the touchdown drive. So nice play action. Oh my God. This is talk about pocket porn. You guys might hate that phrase. I don't know. It's just what came to mind. Look at that pocket. Look how much space he has to throw. Come on. You got Halani wide open here for a short pass if you want to take the yards. You've got, I think that's Torrey Horton, who is coming back to the ball. Locke looks like he is zeroed in there. Where does he go? Where does he go? Let's see. Okay, so he initially looks to Halani, doesn't like what he sees, so he escapes the pocket. And I'm sitting here screaming at this point, run the ball, dude. Run the ball. Look at all of this space. Run the ball. And what does he do? I don't think he runs the ball, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Come on, dude. He decides to try to throw it, I think, to here on the sideline. I don't know, man. I did not like that. I did not like that snap from. I did not like that snap from Drew Lock at all. He had George Halani early. He declined to give it to him. That would have been easy yards. And then he has plenty of time, and he has a mile in front of him. Just take the yards. He tries to get greedy, throwing it to Torrey Horton. There is nothing there. Bad decision, Drew Lock. Minus on the Hawk Blogger scorecard. All right, so next play, you have got all the best plays, man. There were running plays. Oops. Looks like we got a holding on this one, potentially. Oh, this is a holding on the defense again. Remember their defense got all these holding calls? All right, whatever. So we're at the 14-13 mark on the all 22. Man, another play action and another beautiful pocket to look at. So this is the 14-18 mark. Nice blitz pickup. I think that's Halani actually who's in there for the blitz pickup. But look at that, like nothing there. You've got Bobo wide open, and then you've got a couple other guys, I think, coming open into. This is just a nicely designed offense, nicely designed play. Like a lot of logical stuff. Drew Lock declines it for some reason. He ends up running to his right, scrambling. This time he runs for like 4 yards. Okay, dude. Not my favorite decision there. Actually, it was Damian Martinez in there for blitz pickup. So he chooses to vacate the pocket because of this guy, I guess. He feels like this guy's beating Martinez. But you got Torrey Horton about to uncover right there. I would have loved to see him, instead of run the hell out of there, move your feet, give yourself a little bit of room, and deliver it right into this window. Like it's going to be a nice completion if you're there. But he just takes off. And as I watch it in real time, that was Jamal Adams. Okay. That was Jamal Adams. And Jamal closed the ground pretty quick. All right. So next play, I formation. You got Arroyo in motion. Oots there. Nothing much. But it is nice to see Robbie Oots drive people multiple yards downfield. This is at the 15:05 mark for those watching along with me. And you know what I'll show you on this play, guys? Remember how Elijah Arroyo is supposed to not be a good blocker? He looked pretty good there. He doesn't have to be physically dominating. He just has to be willing to put his face in there. And I mean, this is a couple seconds after that last shot. He is still sealed off his man. It's nice. Robbie Utes is about to run into the guy Gray Zabel's blocking and knock him about 3 yards downfield, which I like. Even if you're not going to gain yards, at least make sure people feel you every single play. Jamal Adams, nice play there. Jamal Adams was the highest graded Raider defender. So maybe Jamal Adams still has more in his pocket than he thought. There is the completion to Elijah Arroyo, his first catch. All right, let's check out the formation on this one. So you've got Arroyo, who I think everyone assumes he's going to be split out all the time, but here he's attached to the line. 3-point stance, hand in the ground. Helani split out left side of lock in shotgun. They were doing a lot of shotgun, which, by the way, I don't think they're going to do this much shotgun during the regular season, but that's just my guess. All right, so you get the snap, and interestingly, like Arroyo even slips on this play, but he's athletic enough that it doesn't matter. He gets right back up, and Locke delivers it perfectly to Arroyo running into the open space. And the Raiders were bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They brought 6. They brought 6 guys on that play. 6 guys on a preseason game? Come on, guys. That's not cool. Locke gets drilled, but delivers it for a first down. Nice play, Drew Lock. Nice play, Drew Lock. Nice play, Elijah Arroyo. We're getting close. We're getting close. The ball is at the 33-yard line, 15:52 on the counter here, if you were following along. George Helani slips on this play, so we're not going to watch this one. Not a lot to learn from it. Next play, 16:23. Drop back. Again, so much time. Wow, nice catch, Eric Saubert. Oof. Look at top of the drop. Top of the drop. Once again, look at this pocket. This is without Charles Cross, by the way, and they have their starters. They have Max Crosby in there for, I don't know if actually for this series. I'm not sure he was in there for this one. But so it ends up going to Saubert, and it's a nice catch, like contested catch. So the ball is right here, and Saubert's got a guy like right on him, and he makes this catch and he turns it upfield. So good on Eric. Yeah, he ends up getting a first down on that play. That's cool. And there's one of these plays where I want to find Jalen Sundell just really cleaned up a guy. I can't remember I might have already missed it. It was such a cool play. I loved it. Oh, this is the house call. This is the house call. All right, let's watch this one from a few different angles because this was fun. So you've got Saubert and Arroyo on the left side of the line. You've got Torrey Horton up top. You got Robbie Utes, I formation with Helani. All right. And they've got Raiders are interesting here. Like, this was a short yardage situation, and the Raiders really kind of screwed themselves by just deciding the Seahawks were going to run up the middle. And so they all just crowded around, like all the guys collapsed. But the Seahawks line, look at Gray Zabel, just like, yep, I'll happily pile on top of you. Eric Saubert gets outside leverage. And here's Robbie Utes about to spring open, arguably the play of the day. Oh, dude, that is so rough. This guy just gets stood the hell up. I mean, Robbie Utes, like the guy was like this before. He is now like this. And Helani is like, I'm busting this outside. Again, he's got one man to beat. And again, to Helani's credit, he beats the one man. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I love that is fun to see, guys. I'll tell you what, like just this view is sweet. Tell me you don't love that big freaking 40 behind this line and Saubert and Arroyo. That's just a good look right there. And let's see if we can frame up the block. Oh man, come on. This thing is too finicky. It's not fine grain enough for me. All right. All right. So check out 29 is like, damn it. This is going to hurt. But look at the line, man. Look at Saubert absolutely sealing this here. And a great read by Helani, right? Like a great read. Honestly, he probably could have just jumped over and gotten the first down, but he had bigger things in mind. And the next frame I'm going to show you is that guy engaging with Oots. And his night's over right there. It is over. Oots is just like enveloping him. And really, like, really nice read because Helani could have decided to cut up there, but he decides to take it all the way outside. It does not go for a touchdown if he doesn't make that read. Yeah, wow. And honestly, Helani beats two guys on this play. Good for him. Good for him. That was fun. That was fun. All right, let me find a Jalen Milroe play. All right, I'll do my favorite Jalen Milroe play, which is his bootleg. That was my favorite play of the Jalen Milroe experience. It's gonna take me a little while to find it. Oh, he was going the other direction. But I don't want to see. You know what? Let's watch a few of these. Let's watch a few of these. I'll close on. I think this is the touchdown drive. I'm at the 1 hour, 2 minute, and 36-second mark. No, this has got to be. This is too far. It's got to be too far. I think. Huh, is this? Did they score a touchdown here? That feels like too late in the game. Well, maybe. We'll watch this. Why not? It was a nice play by Milroe regardless. I think this is the right series. So they had Milroe in shotgun quite a bit, partially because that's how they do read option is out of shotgun. I see him practice under center a lot, and I personally like this offense the most when the guys are under center, and I think him on the bootleg is really going to be great. But let's watch this play. So he gets the snap, and again, great pocket. And look at his base. Like, he's just really like his wide base. He's balanced, and he's going to make a throw down here to, I think this is, oh, no, he's making this throw here to Marshall Lang, tight end. Sees it, first read. One of the things with Jalen Milroe is like, can he trust his first read? Can he get rid of the ball quickly? Is he always going to hold on to the ball too long? Can he process things fast enough? And in here, he absolutely does. The ball's out, and it just comes off his hand comes off his hand beautifully. Like, he's got such a zip on it. So he just puts it right to the guy. There's no chance for the defender to get there, and Lang ends up turning that upfield for a nice first down. So nice play there. Lang's a nice little player. You know, he's on some teams, he might be fighting for a roster spot, but in this like loaded tight end room, I think it's loaded. He's going to have to hope for a practice squad spot. But I think he's a nice player. He's a good route runner. He got great hands. All right. When's the bootleg going to happen? Ooh, is this it? Oh, this is my favorite play. Oh, sweet. All right. Here's what we're going to do. For this final play, I'm going to play the video. We'll see how much trouble I get into for it. And hopefully, worst case scenario, someone's going to watch this and I'll clip it out. I'll edit it out so that you won't see it, but some of you will. If you're watching live, you will see it with me. All right. So this is Jalen Milroe under center. Jalen Milroe under center is a different beast. And I really like how the game moves with him under center. This is Tyrone Broden, the 6'5", who someone decided was 6'7", but he's 6'5", speedster out of Arkansas, who's had problems with drops, except since he got to the NFL, he hasn't. He's going to run here. Milroe's going to fake the handoff and boot out here and throw it on the run right there. Let's watch this together and marvel at what might be the Seahawks quarterback of the future. So Milroe fakes it, has pressure in his face. Now look right here. He's got two defenders, but they have 0% chance of tracking down Jalen Milroe. If Jalen Milroe decides, you know what, I don't feel like throwing it, I'm going to run it. Like, you think this guy wants to try to tackle Jalen Milroe in the open field? No. And right now he's like, oh shit. I probably should come up, which also creates more space right here. Even if he doesn't move, this guy is absolutely stupefied and entranced by Jalen Milroe. He's not thinking about Tyrone Broden coming across the field. So watch what happens. Milroe jump pass, lasers it. This guy has vacated the area because, again, he's still watching Milroe and Jalen Milroe. That is as good a place as any to call it a wrap for the night. I will look and see if there's some questions or super chats that I've missed, but that was fun. I mean, I think the thing that stands out to me most watching some of those plays a second time or a third time is the line play. The blocking on the running plays was great. The pass protection was spectacular. Like, by Seahawks standards, it was spectacular. And that's without Charles Cross even being there. So that was really cool to see. I also thought George Halani was really good. I mean, we talked about Robbie Utes, we talked about the line, but Halani deserves some real flowers. He made good reads. He was explosive. He made men miss. He was fast. I did really like that game from George Halani. He deserves a lot of credit for that. We have a super chat here from the King of 509. Says, got awesome seats to the game thanks to HB Tix. Love it, dude. Love it. HBTIX.com. Make sure you check that out. Sign up. And head on over to patreon.com/hawkblogger. Sign up there. Get ad-free audio of this show. Also gets you access to the Discord channel. Also gets you verified over on hbtix.com. So it's worth it. This is going to be a fun season. And I think this is the best community of Seahawks fans around. I'm biased, of course, but they're really cool, fun people. I only allow nice, friendly people in my community. If you're a jerk, you get booted. Honestly, I don't have patience for it. We treat people well. And there's tons of, there's a Seahawks news channel and an NFC West news channel and a game day thread channel and a Mariners channel, which I'm in probably more than any of the other channels. So yeah, come hang out. Sign up at patreon.com/hawkblogger or get a club level or higher YouTube membership. That also gets you access to the Discord. So come on over, hang out. It's fun. And we'll see you there. Make sure you like and subscribe. Did we get to our 20? We're still at 22,993 subscribers. We need 7 more to get to 23,000. And then we're going to need a couple thousand to subscribe in the next few weeks. And I will give away tickets to the 49ers game. I will get them off of hbtix.com. So for now, I will leave it at that. I'll be with you tomorrow. I'll be back at practice tomorrow. I'll have a post-practice report. I'll have an interview tomorrow. All the good stuff will begin again. Friday is game day this week. I haven't decided if I'm going to go to the game again or whether I will do a live play-by-play with all of you at home. I'm leaning towards going, to be honest. I like getting into the locker room after the game, talking to some of the guys, and being able to ask questions in the post-game press conference. So I'm leaning towards going, but we will see. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your nights. Hopefully you enjoyed this show. I am Brian Nemhauser. This has been really the first episode of HB Nights. Who knows? Maybe we'll do more of these. Take care.